Today I want to talk about Generation 10, the Terra leak, and the fact that we basically have confirmation of DLC. But today I want to talk about specifically what could be in that DLC. Again, the Terra leak basically confirms they're working on DLC, which is not that big of a stretch on its own. But what's really exciting is we got this Pokemon map, right? This leaked Pokemon map from Generation 10. It is definitely it's from, a build from a couple of years ago. So a lot of what's on here could change. We could get more, we could get less. But what's really cool is that this map actually contains contains locations that seem to represent Malaysia. Not Singapore. That's coming to mind. Indonesia is what I wanted to say. And we also have Australia. And yeah, I think what's really exciting about this is for the first time since, basically the first 4 generations, we saw Pokemon games inspired by Japan. And then Generation 5, right? Turning Point, soft reboot. We go to the United States with Unova, which is a New York City-inspired region. Then Generation 6, 7, 8, and 9 is all either America or, like I say America, but North America and Hawaii, or European locations. And what I'm actually realizing, what is really exciting, is Generation 10 is kind of pulling a Generation 5 and giving us a new location in the Pokemon world that we've seen nothing from before, right? Like the map that I have pulled up right now, right? It looks like the in-game map is really only going to count or only going to contain Indonesia, Malaysia, and then like the little tip of Australia, and technically a little bit like there's a little bit of Thailand that's also in there, right? So that's five real world countries, and I think it also will. There's I think some other small countries that are represented, or they're really small countries in this space that could also be represented. We could see part of the Philippines. We don't know. And this is exciting for me for a lot of reasons. I did another video on my channel talking about how I think it's my theory that we might see a lot of different, this map, the playable map in Gen 10 is actually going to be comprised of multiple different regions. It's not too much of a stretch. Literally last Scarlet and Violet, we played in Paldea, and then DLC brought us to Kitakami, which is not a new region, but it's a new location that we've never seen before, which is pretty cool. And it felt like we were doing a little bit of post-game is in a new region. That's what it felt like. And I think for this game, in Generation 10, this game's about infinity. This game is about exploration, discovery. This game is promising exploration of not just new islands, right? Like in Alola, but instead every new island or every new location could be considered a new country. I'm sorry, not country, because in the Pokemon games it would be a new region. So and I'm getting a little off topic, but we got 1, 2, 3, Australia's down here 4, and then up here Malaysia, which I know would actually be a little bit more of this as well. But then there's Thailand up here. So that's 5. Like I said, that's 5 different countries represented in this landmass, in this map, in this playable map. And what we could be looking at, my theory, basically, again, I'm going to repeat myself. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Maybe there's 5 quadrants. There's 5 regions. This map looks big. I know it doesn't look big, but there's going to be a bunch of different islands in all of this, in this blank spot. And these blank spots, where the ocean is, I believe there's going to be procedurally generated islands. They're going to have a variety of different things that are super fun to explore and discover. And every playthrough is going to feel a little bit different. Every time you set sails, you never know what you're going to discover. And I think that's really exciting. But this video is about DLC. So the point I'm trying to make is that we have all these different cultures and countries and potentially regions being represented on the map. But my favorite thing of all time since Gold and Silver is you play the main game, and then in post game you go to another country. The Pokemon world is supposed to look a little bit like our world and our maps. So if we take this, if I'm looking at this like anything else, I'm imagining we're looking at the Pokemon world, or we're looking at this map, And if we can zoom out a little bit, or maybe we can go north, maybe we can go northeast, right? Maybe we can go southeast and go to Australia, right? Now we're looking at a map like this, right? And let's say Generation 10 covers, again, Indonesia, Malaysia, right? You got this just giant location right here, maybe a little bit of New Guinea. You got some of these other islands down here. That's great. Australia is right down here, right? Gen 10 DLC could be in Australia. We see so much more of Australia, Northern Australia, let's say, right? But we could also go, okay, right here is Malaysia, and this is Thailand. This is like the elbow of Thailand. Guess what? What if we could just go up into Thailand, right? And now you got all these other countries. China is to the north. India, so iconic, to the northwest. So much fun. I haven't even mentioned the Philippines. The Philippines don't seem to be represented in this Generation 10 map, but like literally the Philippines are right here, right? So cool. There's so much rich everything, dude. Like we're seeing the dog's groaning behind me because I'm being too loud. I think Generation 10 is going to be a lot of fun. I've got really high hopes. The images that I've seen about exploration are exciting. But I think for DLC, there's a big opportunity to visit some of these other locations. And listen, let me dream. On this map of Southeast Asia, guess what? What's at the tippity top? It is Kanto. I think it's Kanto. No, I think it's actually it's Japan. It's Japan. And guess what? Let's look at this. Japan map. Let's pull up another map. Let's pull up another map right here. Here, let's do this. Open image, new tab. Yeah, what this is. Hold on. All right, this is Gen 10 map. If you translate that, you got right here. Japan is all the way up here, and you can see these, what are they called? Ryukyu Islands. And then let's zoom in, and let's enhance. And okay, I believe, I'm getting a little bit confused. I believe this is Kanto. This is Kanto. This is Johto. And then or maybe this is Johto. Doesn't matter. What we're seeing on the map right here of Japan, at the very southern tip, it is Hoenn, which I love Hoenn, but all I'm trying to say, I'm getting mixed up in the minutia, but all I'm trying to say is, how cool would that be? Maybe we go back to Kitakami, right? Maybe Kitakami was a hint. Maybe, like, do you think Game Freak is not going to want to celebrate Kanto or tie their legacy games, like, and bring those into the fold? Do you not think, you know what I'm saying? Like, those games are gonna, like, won't they want those games to be connected to their new Generation 10 game for the 30th year anniversary? That's kind of what I'm getting at. And if it is DLC, it's not going to be until 2027, but the games are still connected. Like, you know, the games are still connected. I really think we could be seeing a return to Japan in DLC. That's kind of what I'm thinking. I'm planning a whole video right now about this, and like for the main channel to really flesh this out. And I think I got a pretty cool creator on board for this. I'll probably flesh this out after Pokemon Day when we get some confirmation of Generation 10 in general. But I think Loxton's going to jump on the project with me. Let me know if you want to know more about, or you want me to talk more about Gen 10 DLC. I know it's kind of a funny topic because the game isn't even out yet and we're talking about DLC, but this stuff's fun. Let me know. And I didn't even talk about this, but like, we have Pokemon that would be so perfect for some of these locations, right? You've got Kaparaja, that could be, you know, an Indian elephant. That could be an elephant from Thailand. We've got a Pokemon like Arbok, which like is just, I mean, what is that? Like an anaconda or whatever? It's a cobra, but it's a big snake. Like, that would be sick to see. We've got Pokemon, I don't know. I'm thinking about Mienshao and Wo-Chien. Like, and all the Ruinous Quartet. Like, there's a bunch of Chinese-inspired Pokemon, Landorus. Like, those things could be from this mysterious China region that we've just never seen. Like, obviously, so many Pokemon take inspiration from these different places. And I guess I would just like to see it. Like, and I didn't even mention Australia. I did mention it, but like Australia and Australia region, Kangaskhan, right? Komala. Like, I don't know. There's a lot of Pokemon that could fit into some of these new regions, and maybe they have regional forms, right? In these Pokemon regions. Let me know what you want to see, what you're most excited about for Generation 10. Subscribe if you're new. This channel, you guys are crushing this channel. This is the second channel. This is supposed to be like my therapy, where I just talk about fun things, and you guys are like growing this channel faster than my main channel. What are you doing? Go sub to the main channel. I love you guys. Bye.